Hello, my name is Jack Jennings and welcome to this video announcing the launch of the Play Lead Guitar program. This is a program that I've been working on for many years, and it's a culmination of everything that I've learned about the electric guitar and how to become a lead player, how to play melodically, how to improvise, how to phrase, how to develop your technique. I'm going to be covering all of those things in a variety of methods and giving a complete picture that's going to give people the skills that they need to basically go on and do any style, whether you want to do blues or rock or jazz or country or any type of music. There are fundamental things about the guitar that you have to understand, and core skills that really develop your ability to improvise and hear what you want to play and then find it on the guitar. So I'm going to be developing all of these kind of skills over 6 different modules spread over a year, and every year it's actually going to renew and start spreading out into different families of modes and covering a whole different array of tonalities as well. This is partly linked to my fascination with altered modes and Indian classical music. Those of you that also follow the channel will know that I specialise with Indian classical music adapted to the guitar. But before I did that, I had 10 solid years of doing more fundamental guitar skills, and I used that as a springboard to go off and do Indian classical music. So even something as obscure as that still relies on fundamental understanding of the guitar. So I'm going to be developing that over the 6 different modules, and the core concepts that I'm really working with here are looking at the real musicianship skills that you need as a player in order to adapt to different situations, develop your own style, look at how to be expressive and have a variation of things that you can play, so you open up your vocabulary. I'm not just trying to teach people to play a few licks here or there, or to just play fast, or a quick fix here or there. I'm looking at giving people the real foundations and developing those core skills that will enable you to be a real musician who can cope with all kinds of different styles and situations. So I'm really trying to open things up and look at things in a fairly universal way, but of course it's also influenced by my own journey and things that have worked for me. And I do also draw a little bit on study skills that I have learned from Indian classical music, not in an explicit way, but there are certain practice methods and things that I've really taken out of Indian classical music, and that's informed how I practice anything that I do on the guitar. So let's have a look through some of the different modules just to give you an idea of what we're going to be working through over the first year. So the first year is based on the modes of the major scale, and we'll be approaching those and utilising those in a variety of ways. Just to give you an idea of the journey here, the next year of the program is going to be looking through melodic minor and going on a similar process but with those different scales and the modes of the melodic minor. The following year, after that, the third year, we'll be looking at the harmonic minor, and I might put the harmonic major into that same year as well. So I'm gradually going to expand to cover all of the different possible modes and different types of scales, but the modes are really something that I'm using as a catalyst to expand upon things, and I'll be explaining along the way just why the modes are so universal and provide such an amazing platform to really understand music, and particularly the guitar and the guitar neck. So starting off, we'll be covering the modes of the major scale, but using the pentatonic as a really clever foundation and a way to simplify and contextualize all of those different modes based on the minor pentatonic as a framework. So I'm going to go into a lot of detail about that in some of the lessons. And there'll also be a taster lesson on YouTube where I'm comparing the cage system and the 3-note per string system and sort of pitting them against each other a little bit just to explain the strengths and weaknesses of each one. The mainstay of what I'm doing is based on the cage system, but I do move into 3-note per string systems further on in the course to develop more rapid fire lines, and particular patterns can work so well on 3-note per string. But I believe that if you base your general foundations more on caged, then that links with chord shapes and the whole theory and connectivity between scales becomes a little bit more lucid and gives you a big variety of different things that you can play on the guitar. It also works better with a variety of styles, to be honest. So once we've covered the modes of the major scale in all the different positions, that's actually not as difficult as it sounds with my method. There's a way of simplifying that and putting it into a much more digestible system. But once we've achieved that, then we'll be moving on to left and right hand techniques. So this is really mastering all of the different expressions that you can do with the left hand and ways to move around the neck, facilitate different position changes, but a lot of the expressive power that the left hand has with the bends and slides and hammer-ons and pull-offs, and the way that you can mix all those together to create a really lyrical, flowing lead guitar style. And then with the right hand, we'll be looking especially at pick technique and how to manage different passages, and some really great workouts to really help you sharpen up your right hand and inform your rhythm. It's not just about speed with the right hand, it's actually the rhythmic fluency and understanding subdivisions, triplets, sixteenths, and all of that will be really rigorously worked through, but in a way, again, which is digestible and very effective for a simple practice method. So all of the exercises are accompanied with diagrams, breakdown lessons, and synchronized tablature with demonstrations. So every exercise will be shown to you at 3 different speeds to help you get going and then build up your speed, and you'll be practicing along with the tab and me on screen. So that will give you the best chance to really master each exercise, and also just listen to it and get the sound of the exercise memorized so you know exactly what you're trying to achieve by watching me. We'll be moving on to chords and arpeggios and finding a really simplistic but universal way to understand chords, and particularly the power that chords have to actually give you great neck navigation. So even if you're soloing, your knowledge of chords really helps you to actually visualize the neck and work as a compass to find your way around. So we'll be looking at chords and arpeggios in a very strategic way to really develop you as a lead player particularly. We will be opening up improvisation and different approaches to improvisation that freshen up your playing, so every solo can have a different kind of journey or different points within the solo where you're clearly developing different ideas. This is something that I can really help people with, especially because of my understanding of improvisation in different forms of music, but Indian classical music, where there's a very strategic and layered way of improvising. I think this has really informed me as a general musician. So improvisation is something that I take very seriously, and will be moving through note choice and rhythmic improvisation and contrasting techniques and all kinds of different ideas to actually make improvisation very fresh, and that you've always got something new to explore and something new to play. You'll never run out of ideas if you've got a few different concepts to work with. There's a few more specialist areas that I'll be moving into towards the end of the first year program, and these are different ways to create patterns moving across the neck, whether it's horizontally moving on 2 strings as a group, or the 3-note per string systems, and also a way of blending caged and 3-note per string together that gives you a kind of new way of adapting your lines around the guitar, and also a 4-note per string system. There's a lot of different things that I'd like to show people, and we'll be exploring each of these in the different modes to give you a lot of variation. So these are very interesting formulas for creating different fast lines that will have a completely different sound to the standard fast line that you hear on the guitar. We'll be covering the foundational things too, but I'll show you ways to develop much more unique and interesting sounding ways of playing fast or playing longer lines. The first 2 modules are out now, and after that there'll be a new module every other month, alternating with the Indian classical guitar programs that I also run. So this will take you through a whole year of study, and then in the next year we will be applying it to different mode families and exploring different types of scale, but opening them up in the same kind of forensic, universal way. So if that sounds good to you and you want to sign up for this program, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can sign up as part of the Indian Classical Guitar Academy. All of the courses are going to be hosted on the same website, the indianclassicalguitar.com. So people who are already doing the Academy program, the Indian Classical Guitar Academy, will have access to all of this material as well, because it's really going to bolster up what they're doing. So you can get it all in one, and that's $25 per month. Or if you just want the Play Lead Guitar program, if you just want to do that one, there's a special offer for the first 50 members to get it for $15 a month. Or otherwise you can join the Indian Classical Guitar Academy and get access to all of the Academy courses, all of the different rags, all the different things that we've done in that style, and this new program, the Play Lead Guitar program. So there's a lot of material there, and those are the two main ways you can do it, all in one or just Play Lead Guitar program on its own. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.